Hello dear classmates, Mr. Medina. I will talk about my topic that I choose for 7th grade, and that is contractions and how to apply to a teaching material that is Realia. First of all, we have to remember that Realia is real-life objects inside the class. Create situations between objects and vocabulary words will be easy to realize information that we call information. Remember that we have some steps to do or to follow to understand better and to use actually that Realia, and that is identify the opportunities to use the data or to use the Realia. What opportunity that I have actually is because I really have the opportunity to use the Realia with this topic, because one of them is in the literary materials. One of the categories is literary materials. So in that reason, I can use flashcards, I can use magazines, I can use books and many others materials that I need to use the Realia actually. We have to collect the Realia, of course. There is the second step to use the Realia using this topic of construction. Why? How I can collect the Realia in this topic? Okay, just can give to the students one instruction to identify all the constructions that appear inside one paragraph or inside one text. Searching for an appropriate Realia is one another step to use the Realia actually in this case. When I'm looking for the Realia, I'm looking for the topic instead. Okay? We can also follow many ways to see the topic using the topic of construction using this kind of material or didactic material inside one of the Realia elements. That is, for example, one of the categories literary materials. Household items is another category. Food, clothing, flowers and plants, animals and craft. Now, how can I apply Realia in this case? Do you remember I can apply the Realia illustrated the object showing examples, and also in the board, also in physics. As I told you, we can make it in a better way. You also use it a PowerPoint presentation, and we can make it better. We can make it understandable, the topic. Of course, you need the participation of the students because they're in 7th grade. It's very difficult to see also how to apply this kind of topic, because remember, on the private and bilingual system, they watch in 7th grade, or they start to study in 7th grade all what is grammar instead. For example, in this case, contractions, commas, all grammatical skills. But in the public system, it's very different, because they start to watch and they start to see how is the vocabulary of one item. For example, they start to see the topic of fruits, or they start to see the topic of the society. This is a building, this is a stadium, and something like that, using only vocabularies. It's very tiny or very short the moment, and they have to learn something of grammar in the public system. So it's the balance between which moment or in which moment I have to use the Realia on my classes. It's very important to understand that Realia you have to need physics items to understand better the topic. For that reason, I show you. I can use books, magazines, also a PowerPoint presentation that is not physics but is in this moment a good way to understand better the Realia. Thank you very much.